I am also very keen to see Nuke, because this is our first map of the day. And I think we saw some massive performances from the individuals. Warrior 2K, Borup, these guys are looking good. I'm a massive fan of Citra as well from back in the day. If you want to reference CS 1.6, Ostriker is a fantastic reference point. But as we see Mad Lions now on that CT side, we've got LDLC. They're the ones to try and make all the moves, set the tempo. Let's just see what they come up with. And they're just playing somewhat patient as they let the outside swing do its work.
Well, Maka's right in this smoke at the moment. It's about to fade. Borup, he should be good for the frag. It's going to be the swift one tap, and that's going to be the bust out for LDLC. Coming out into the upper A site. Here's the pistol, starting to really formulate for Mad Lions. Shots all around. One for Lambert, but it does go the other way, and Mad Lions pick up the pistol.
Honestly, just such patience waiting for that. They let LDLC do all the work. They got themselves outside. They got their player in Annex just creeping through the smoke. Mad Lions, just a very concentrated, grouped up approach on that top side. I don't think Borup even had to move his crosshair.
Yeah, it was one of those things as well. You noticing the boosts come out from LDLC, trying to get a bit of a vantage point, really playing the patient T-side pistol, waiting for Mad Lions to get maybe a little bit overzealous, go for an extra peek. Didn't happen. They just waited patiently and works out wonderfully.
Absolutely. Now let's see if they can control this a little bit better on this anti-force as we have the Tech 9s coming out. No furious pace though, because the utility usage from Mad Lions means that the progression has been halted somewhat, as they now have to wait out a layer of smoke and Molotov.
Yeah, Lambert, he's got a smoke pin ready to go out towards outers, as well as Borup does get some shots out with this MP9. Things are looking to tend towards the ramp rune at the moment. JL does have the trusty M1S to see what he can do. A little bit of damage from the HE grenade. You look at a position it goes, you think it actually does more there.
Yeah, I actually think that is a little unfair. However, he's got that headshot line. JL is now just tapping away. Needs to keep it clean here, though. He does have the support of Waro on that rifle. Good to see him early in the piece, just picking up frags. Lambert now, I think, unfortunately, he may be on a different server.
Yeah, it does look like we've had a little bit of a tech issue with this one. The frozen in outers at the moment. You do hate to see it, but all in all, you know, Mad Lions do manage to shut down this round. Eventually, TMB is going to waltz out here and probably find the frag. Oh, he's gone the wrong way. You'd probably even just want to give it to the MP9 here to farm up a little bit of extra money. Oh,
yep.
Saucer.
Look at that raw adjustment. However, I do believe they're going to wait now for Lambert to re-enter the arena now, because that round basically played itself out entirely before any realization had gone through. That will likely be the case of the score standing. However, I mean, Mad Lions, they've kept it nice and clean on their anti-eco. That's exactly what you want to do to set yourself up nicely, particularly on that CT side. You don't want to be taking losses early on in the piece. You want to build that strong economy and have it last throughout the half.
Yeah, and again, you know, it's only been 2 rounds, right? You don't want to try and overanalyze it too much because there's not much substance behind it. But we're talking about longevity, right? We're talking about the easy kind of shutdowns we've already seen from Mad Lions on this CT side. If they are able to shut down the first purchase of LDLC, that's really going to steer the tempo, because, you know, on paper, this should be LDLC's map for this series. We've seen, you know, on Inferno before that it was a real wrestle between the two. So that's where your sort of play is for Mad Lions to take the series. We were talking about it beforehand, which way we thought the veto would go. This one pops up, and you still feel like Mad Lions, it's in their camp.
Absolutely. I just want to know who set that safety plan up.
Yeah, we'll talk about it yesterday.
Yeah. It's also only 8:30 at the boardroom for Nuke, but let's just, as you said, not overanalyze the game so far. That being said, though, I mean, I guess this acts as a just a slight reprieve for LDLC. Not that anything major has happened.
Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of what we're expecting from these two teams, I mean, Mad Lions are coming into this as, I guess, the favorite. They're the highest ranked team here as well in terms of their ranking. So it's easy to see why, given their performance yesterday. I feel as though they'd never really even hit, you know, that second or third gear. It just felt as though they were ticking along nicely.
I feel like in the grand scheme of things, and this is no shade, this is no hate or anything to EC Bruges, Mad Lions weren't really, you know, they weren't challenged enough, I would feel, coming in toward this one. And it's always going to be a little bit of that case in the early stages. But it's really good that EC Bruges did manage to get the double digits. We were talking about that a little bit. So Mad Lions, you know, they have to go into this game with a little bit more up-tempo and upbeat, right? Because, you know, LDLC, they've had track history, they've had records. We saw LDLC's game yesterday against the Sharks, one map over that they did drop. But all in all, like, the series scores were pretty convincing, the ones that they did win.
Absolutely. So I think it's safe to say that, Mad Lions, even what we saw from them yesterday, it wasn't necessarily anything particularly tactical. They had a very free, loose gameplay style. They didn't really need to pull anything out of the top drawer, so to speak. So they really haven't revealed their hand so far in this conference stage of the ESL Pro Tour, or Pro League, should I say. But, I mean, as we wait out this pause, I think we're just still waiting for Lambert to reconnect. It looked like he crashed, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe an internet issue or power issue. We know these things tend to happen and there's not much we can do about it. So.
We are on a power plant, so hopefully it's not a power issue.
Well, that would be quite unfortunate. We'd have a little bit of a meltdown on that one.
You don't want to overreact to though.
No. Well, I mean, what we've seen so far, right, it's kind of following in from yesterday. We saw some really good pistol rounds come through from Mad Lions, some great damage as well. But hey, actually, we don't have to hold on that point too much longer. Looks like we're back.
Looks like we are back, and so is Lambert. And
Grenades.
Not too much investment. Yeah, you're right. Bit of an airstrike, I feel.
Yeah, where would they be poised toward this one, though? Over towards JL at the ramp room is looking to where it possibly could be. This could be unfortunate. It's going to be all 5, isn't it? Oh, this is going to be funny. JL, that's going to be unfortunate for him.
Yeah, where are they going to put... Oh, he just
dodges the ball.
Tanks the damage. I feel like that was a massive anticlimax for what we thought was going to happen.
Now it's going to be the lobby push to come in from Sorsal after Warrior does manage to find one. A little bit of an awkward spray, but gets the job done for one in the end. Finally going to see a kill picked up on the LDLC side. But now JL, actually, does get a Glock to the face. Yeah, Hadji just waiting that out nicely. And hang on, it's back to a 2 versus 2. So maybe Mad Lions need to respect LDLC a little bit. They're pushing lobby, they're looking for those frags, and they didn't get the timing right. Yeah, this damage is already going to keep Mad Lions honest moving forward from here. They have to get the proper reinvestment in toward the guns. I guess the flip side of that, they can purchase up, the better weaponry if they want to. They could lean over towards an AWP in knowing that LDLC's first gun round is just around the corner. Now, Hadji, after taking that frag in T-Lobby, he's already up the ante. I don't know if he's been spotted, actually. He hasn't. Borup has no idea that he is approaching ladder base. So this could be another chance for Hadji to take another scout. That step, though. Wait, did Borup hear it? Maybe not. I don't think it's been heard. Oh, it's all going to come down to the timing right now. Hadji, if he can find the frag in the back of the head onto Borup, but look at the time, Jim. There's only 15 seconds. It kind of shifts from winning this round potentially. There's the frag. Now it's on to Kios to see if he can maybe get some plant money. He's going to attempt it. Borup, though, is playing with time. He's not going to get that plant, so he now has to fight and try not to die after time, and he does. So that is a round turned on its head. It was looking so promising for LDLC out of nothing. And now, unfortunately, heading into the gun round, they don't get that money on Kios. Unfortunately, he'll have to probably just go with the pistol as the rest of the team buys up. Yeah, it might have been better for him to just navigate backwards and walk into the fire at that point in time as well. Negate a little bit of extra cash to come through to Mad Lion's side. It does also go from what could be, the first real big strong buy with 5 rifles across the board to that Mac 10, shifts over into something potentially with a little bit more haste from LDLC. So we're already starting to see just this layering, this early layering of utility from LDLC. As Mad Lions haven't really had to do anything to react. They've been able to get in position relatively unscathed. And a worrying factor right now, LDLC don't have too much utility. They've got a single smoke left. It's just been thrown, actually, as I think Lambert might have picked up another one. So things are happening on their front, but Maka is going to be the first one taken down, unanswered. No trade reply. No opportunity. Take Sorsal out. And again, just a focus from Mad Lions on cross-firing the smoke outside. There is no presence, though, so LDLC, they really don't have a lot of utility to work with, do they? It's just that sort of flashes. They don't have any covering utility. They don't have that smoke. So they're going to have to use their flashes to great effect. And it's going to come down to potentially the numbers game for them if they can group up and overwhelm the force of Mad Lions. They have isolated duels here. Keel's already finding Borup. A great flash from JL, though, will assist onto TMB's frag. And with things starting to contain around the upper A site, LDLC starting to prod in. Keel's really firing up. Sorsal's just been pried out of position. Sixer searching him out. Now Warrior 2K has to make this work on the flank. They don't have any idea where he is, so he might be able to catch the timing. You won't know how low these two are potentially as well. And an AWP going in for a retake, the no-scope attempt. The molly actually could be really powerful at the moment. It'll funnel Sixer around the back towards Squeaky. That's already where Kios is going. The shoulder out. Manages to find that frag, but the smoke on down is where he gets pushed, and Sixer will find the frag. Tease on the board.
Oh, that was a round on the back of Kios. Fantastic work from him. Now, Pilski highlighted him in the pre-game, saying that he was a player that had performed relatively well in previous seasons of ESCA Premier. However, this is where all that ESCA Premier fragging and performance pays off. This is where you stamp your ticket to the group stage of the ESL Pro League.
And I want to throw it back as well to that mention of the money being kept honest on Mad Lions as well. You look, they dropped that one round there, and they're in with a really awkward buy at the moment. A single M4 and AWP, and then you got the lesser weaponry as well with the pistols. At least the AWP is there for the opener, but it's immediate trade. Absolutely.
Six are doing good work on the trade there. However, needs to be careful. Sorcel's picked up the AWP, does some damage to Maka. And JL just repositioning here. Don't know where he is, so they're going to get the bomb plant undercover. He could slip the net.
He certainly navigated this one well, hasn't he? But only with the Deagle, Six has turned around. It's going to be an awkward headshot angle, you know, with the hitboxes. It's so tantalizing for him right now. The shots are out. He does make it good. And immediately traded on through the player advantage for LDLC. Still holding on to the plan. A little lurk from Lambert as well possible.
Now Sorcel got some work to do. However, that clock is ticking, and that will signal their cue to leave the building.
Yeah, but can they hold on to what they do have? Lambert with the Mac 10, the challenge against the Deagle works wonders. And now the AWP is the gun you really want to be holding on to for Sorcerer. It looks like he's going to get overwhelmed as well, and there it does go down. So, stolen over for LDLC as well.
Now, bit of a hero AWP situation, unfortunately. It didn't go too well for them. Mad Lions, now, their economy, not fantastic either. You look at Borup, unfortunately, he's on that $1,900 mark. There's practically no investment coming out now from Mad Lions, not even a flash. They are saving and pinching every penny possible, whereas LDLC are starting to wrestle control. And we'll be interested to see how they do, knowing their opponents don't necessarily have that utility. They've sent Lambert on the mission. He's found already an opening with Maka. And almost immediately, they're just sending him down. Here's the information getter, and he is just charging through.
A little bit of extra cash for the Mac 10 there as well. We'll see what the USPs are going to be able to find in this round. But it's still early stage, right? It's not like they've overextended here, Mad Lions. They're still setting themselves up for proper purchases coming forward and giving themselves the better percentages to try and win out the Jills. I mean, from here on out, JL, maybe you could finish the frag on Takios, but it's not necessarily required.
Absolutely. Respectable moustache on that man too. But there's not really nothing on offer for him, to be honest. If he can maybe catch someone out. I mean, LDLC are grouped up quite nicely here, so I doubt that's even going to be the scenario. He might be able to upgrade his pistol if someone's around, however. Oh, actually, Kios.
Yeah, he's the one that's most forward, isn't he? 22 HP, but doesn't really matter in the end. You'll find it as well. A tied scoreline now, 3-3. Mad Lions are going to get the purchase back, but do they choose to get an AWP in? It would be glass cannon if they wanted to do so, and they're going to just play on the side of caution here. The rifles, the utility, no kits at the moment. So again, a little bit of a plague in the round.
Absolutely. Now, we saw Wara 2K on the AWP yesterday. He was having a field day. He was just allowed to roam. He was allowed to do what he wanted. It really played into the way that Mad Lions, for example, played on Mirage against Brugge, or Bruges, or Brugge, if you're Mac. But they didn't really have any way of containing him. However, on this Nuke, he's not having such a good time. This is a great set of utility from LDLC. They're sending numbers down secret, so they already have territory and position. But let's just see whether or not Haji can be the thorn in the side. He's just holding control of lobby. Actually, Serenity, he's going to go up to the silo. They're already putting pressure on this lower bomb side.
Yeah, JL finds a frag, but then caught out on an island in the raft there as well. Kia's managing to find a TMB, but we're still being kept relatively even until Sixer finds the frag onto Waro 2K. This lurk from Haji at the moment is good to find Borup, and now it's only onto Sorcel in this 1 versus 3.
Don't like his chances either. He's only got a smoke, so may come in handy if he does try and eventually take on a defuse, but they know where he is. So all they're going to do is just shuffle that bomb all the way back to the top side. It's out of here. And now he is fighting against time.
He did manage to find the frag onto Kios. It would have been a better situation as well. 1 versus 2 is much more workable than a 1 versus 3, but I think things do shift here onto the save. Maybe he wants to remove a couple of rifles, keep the money again looking, you know, relatively better on the side of LDLC, but I mean, yeah, the save game right now for him as he Just actually still lurking around.
Yeah. I think the save is probably his only realistic objective, to be honest. And he's just got numbers trained on him. I don't think he's seen the leg of Kios, and he has not. Until he's going to escape. Unless he can win that duel with Sixer, he will not retain his weaponry. So that is a good result, though, for LDLC. They took all the weapons out of the CT economy, and their loss bonus is definitely not covering any of it. So LDLC are in the ascendancy. This T-side is starting to look good. We praise Mad Lions for their opening 2 rounds, but I think that's where the success really did just start to peel away.
Yeah, and if LDLC can continue on this trek as well, they'll really have a good half ahead of them. Still, you know, money in case things do go awkward. That'll start to be built up if they especially do shut down the next gun round to come out from Mad Lions. It's starting to get the better of them a little bit in that regard. But again, just this space that LDLC are providing themselves in outers, these wall of smokes, they've seemingly been uncontested at the moment.
Yeah. We haven't seen any Mad Lions just trying to put as many bullets through that smoke as possible. Haven't necessarily had the weaponry to do so. Lambert playing a game of cat and mouse around the red box as he comes away with the scalp, but just trying to make these pistols work. They're not necessarily doing anything fantastic either, but
yeah. Well, just the pistol stack on the upper A site now.
Slow grouped approach from LDLC. They don't want to surrender anything across. It is a 4 versus 5, so this could be an awkward encounter in top. Some utility is going to come out from LDLC just to try and push in as many people out of position as possible. Lambert, he's got one of those Mac 10s, and he's going to be the one that they try and get the information with. However, this is just slow grouped approach, and I like it from LDLC.
Yeah, 30 seconds before they start to get in the site itself. Sorsal is going to save JL from being taken out. Now from the heavens, he does manage to fall on down. Sixer out of ammunition as Waro2k picks up that frag. And he's going to be the last soldier to see if he can lurk around and still manage to find a little bit of damage. Not going to be able to deny the bomb plant from going down. There's that reload that's quite awkward to get out, and he'll fall at the end of it. So whilst there's some frags from Mad Lions, the round again goes to LDLC.
Didn't get that reload off.
No.
I thought he did. Clearly he thought he did. And now this is some thinking time for Mad Lions. This is where the brain's trust in Cuban will come in. He will hopefully weigh in with some value to the team as we see Waro2k on that AWP. Previously we've seen him rifling. They're going into a double AWP setup. Now, this is going to be a question of whether or not LDLC go back towards that wall of smoke outside that we're seeing. It may come at a heavy cost to them if they're not layering that utility with those flashes over the top, because I believe Mad Lions are just going to put those AWPs up high, around heaven, around ladder base. That could cause some trouble for the way that LDLC are playing this outside.
And we've already seen a couple of the upper plays from them as well, right? We've seen players shifting around Mustang, around top of the ladder as well, so definitely plausible. Definitely information that LDLC will already know as well, so these AWPs. It's risky business, but they are wanting firm handshakes. You know, the economy's not built up from them. But if you're going to start off with anything, it is going to be one of those AWPs finding the first pick.
Immediate effect as... well, now LDLC have to rejig it, rethink what they're doing. I was also thinking too, Mad Lions have gone into a double AWP setup. They do surrender control of outside. Say, for example, those AWPs aren't effective, and they have to then play retake under. It's not what you want with a double AWP setup.
And it's been the territory of LDLC. I already made mention of it, right? They've just been getting out as control time and time again. They're starting to really just showcase to Mad Lions that if you want to challenge us in outers, you're going to have to use your own utility, and that just opens up a gap for them later in the round.
So what they've done is essentially gone, okay, let's have a contest outside. Now, LDLC, just in a holding pattern too. I mean, they're just not really offering too much up. Sixer tries to create some space in top side, see whether or not he can catch anyone off guard. Not to be the case, and 3 versus 5 T side, difficult prospect for LDLC now to reel things back in their favour.
Yeah, and that Molly's going to buy a little bit of time as well over at the hut. But as the smoke does fade at the squeaky door, another one will be thrown in and a sound cue on the collision. So now that Mac does at least have this AWP line, he will be missing out the shot on 2 Warriors. Under just over 20 seconds rather for them to try and navigate into the site, and they're just getting completely obliterated.
Had no idea where Sorsal was. Never saw it coming. Never saw it going. Now Hadji's got to try and do something. So, looking at the CT economy, would be good for him to take a gun or two.
Oh, no, it's not going to happen. All 5 alive for Mad Lions, and a needed factor as well, considering, again, they haven't really been able to build up any of their economy. And you turn it on the other side, LDLC, they've still got all of this money to work with. Hadji will need a bit of a drop, but they're going to invest in a timeout here to make sure they've got everything in working order.
And that was a smart investment too. I mean, given Mad Lions, look at their money, right? That was the round that they needed. They needed all 5 players to stay up and alive, and
they specifically needed to retain the double AWP because we talk about a heavy investment and a heavy cost if they lose it.
Yeah, and you can see as a result of that, their economy's only just started to build. It was at rock bottom in round 9, so it doesn't get any worse than that, unfortunately, for a team. And well, LDLC now, they've got their own kitty to dig into. Macca's still on that 10K, so just weighing up whether or not they want to go on an AWP on that T side.
Potentially so. A bit of a pause to come in through, so we'll make extra time to talk about. I wonder if they're going to go back out towards outers, right? They've been putting down that conditioning in the utility as well. The slow-paced game has been a bit of a double-edged sword for them because they didn't really leave a lot of time in a couple of these rounds. But, you know, it is that conditioning factor, again, that will draw out Mad Lions, either information gathering on the utility, it'll put an AWP in towards outers for them to try and contest as well.
Yep. Maybe that's what they need to go with. Just try and take that attention away. I wonder which stage they're at of their safety update plan. Are they in the improvement stage?
I'm noticing one of the questions on the side. Where do we want to be in 6 months? That's a good question for the teams.
Well, unfortunately, you've only got 1 minute and 55 seconds.
Yeah.
You can't have a 6-month plan each round.
Quick maths. Quick think.
Quick think. Now, if you're LDLC and you have been having some success with the slower strategy, but you've been turning your attention away from outside, I mean, almost immediately. They didn't contest outside after Waro picked up the opening frag last round.
Yeah, and JL as well. He's moved over toward the ramp room with the AWP, so he's locking down that avenue that LDLC haven't figured out just yet.
Yeah. It just felt as though last round that they threw some utility outside, and when they lost the first player after Waro with that AWP, they just didn't really have any ideas after that.
Yeah, they crumbled a little bit.
It was just okay, let's see what we can pick up. Sixer tried to make something happen in the top site, got picked apart. There wasn't really a plan after that.
Yeah, it almost just looks like it's 1v1v1 at a time, you know, won't rinse and repeat, not going in as a unit. And I guess it does get a little bit difficult when you start to dwindle on your utility as well. So you got to try and make some sacrifices in that regard. But unfortunately, those are the cases that Mad Lions are all too comfortable in challenging you against.
So we're just waiting out to see what will be the go-ahead here.
Yeah, I can hear some clicks, so it shouldn't be too long. There we go. The time is back.
.R. LDLC, of course, have a chance to really put some pain on CT side here. They can really start to grind away their economy, put them really on the back foot. They just need to essentially string 2 rounds together.
Yep. So let us see if there is going to be a change up from Mad Lions. I'm definitely interested to see where War 2K is going to be again positioned with the AWP. Already does look like JL is going back toward the ramp room. And this is the outers contest that I was talking about from Mad Lions. They actually managed to get in front of the utility. Yeah,
now TMB is going to have all the info though, because he is so far advanced. However, LDLC are just trying to push their way through that smoke. Borup though, he is much wiser than that. And they're going to get into the top site. However, they need to remove Soulful, who has been standing strong. He's continuing.
It's just absolute menace. He can't be shut down at this moment, it seems, from the back of the site right now. It's on to Maka to see if he can do anything to bring something back for LDLC. But with 22 points of HP, it needs to be the 1 versus 4. He's found the first, but I mean, we've still got a minute left, Jim.
Soulful's just a turret who's been deployed into top, and they cannot dislodge him.
Straight shooting on that one. Just really navigating around the site. Untouched, it seems.
Absolutely. It's like he's playing a game of snakes and ladders. He's changing his position after getting the first frag. He's looking to move around. He's using the top of the hut. He's using the top of the silo in top. He's really, really difficult to predict if they're just trying to essentially duel it out in top.
Yeah, now he's over at the CT vent as well, but you've got JL on this AWP line. They know relatively where Mac was. He just wide swings out, takes the fight. That is amazing. A big round from Sorsel. And we all tied up, 5 apiece. Now, you look to the economy of LDLC. A couple of players under 3K there. You could try and shift a couple of AKs and a Mac 10 or 2 with that one for LDLC, but you know, they haven't been able to string a couple of rounds lately. Is it just on that half-by phase and get everything out next?
Yeah, I mean, Sorcel, he's a magician. Look at him. You put him in handcuffs, he'll escape. He'll appear out of... chain him, put him in a box, handcuff him, and throw him in that river, and I reckon he'll appear in topside.
Yeah, a little bit of magic in that one. Another pause. It's good to see that the teams are exercising them nicely when they feel a little bit worried. I mean, you've got 4 to use, why not, right?
Absolutely. I'd be more worried if I was seeing none of them used. But this is where, as I said, they're leaning on the experience of their coaches. As we highlighted in pregame, you've got Ostriker on LDLC. Massive CS history with him as a player. And Cuban,
on the other side,
part of the Golden Five. So massive experience in the coaching boxes for both these two teams.
Oh, well, they indeed do go in with the purchase that I was kind of alluding to before for LDLC. It actually looks like Hadji has been dropped a rifle, so the teammates, I think it was Lambert there, not choosing to run in with this one at the moment. First opening frag again is going to be Waro2K into Lambert. A return, though, from Kios.
Yeah. Now, Waro2K has been giving Lambert free haircuts outside for the last 3 rounds.
Bit of info. Again, over towards Squeaky. 2 players in front of this vent, though, can be a little bit risky. Sorcel, the menace around the upper side, does get taken out, caught in reload. So a player advantage for LDLC, but I don't know if they've heard Waro2K drop.
No. His repositioning is good. Could catch LDLC out here. That smoke's got about 5 seconds left on it.
Oh, it's risky, isn't it? You've also got another player looking to lurk around the upper heavens at the moment. It's going to be Maka to get that creep on. 2 AWPs for the potential hold, the potential retake right now for Mad Lions. And Waro is going to manage to fire Maka. Can he get another one? That's going to be no. JL with the 1 versus 2 ahead of him.
Oh, they're making double sure of it. That's double Molotov. JL. No heroics from him, unfortunately, with that. Big investment still. And that will come at a cost in some of the later rounds. So they're still going to have enough to cover the losses here. However, Mad Lions are going to need to string more than just a few rounds together to justify the cost of that double AWP. However, they've just gone back to the single. Waro2K, he's been doing damage. Certainly enough to pick up that outside pick pretty much every time he's had an AWP.
Well, this is going to be one of those big reset rounds at the moment as well. Looking at the loss bonus, Mad Lions, I mean, they could try and get a bit of a foresight if they want to do, if they drop this, but a really important, crucial one. Waro2K already on the line again with this AWP, has at least managed to get that out. Lackluster utility starting to come around with the investments already up into the top site. Hadji just goes straight into the site with his teammates, and they are starting to open it up.
Now, Hadji's managed to swing there. Eventually, Sorcel has gone down. However, TMB is just hanging around Annex, and they do not have Lambert.
Oh, he's
gets
alive.
away. He gets away with that duel. Yeah, notably, didn't go outside.
Yeah, now Waro2K and TMB, as the bomb goes down, have the sticky choice. Do we go in for the retake? It's 2 versus 4. Lambert is still lurking around. A bit of an upgrade onto the M4 at the moment. One-way smoke provided by TMB. They're going to see what they can do with this, but it does look like it's a bit of a ruse. Not that interested. Now,
Lambert knows that there's one up there. The smoke has been thrown. So he's been able to remove the M4 of TMB as Waro2K is going to stake his claim for the hide-and-go-seek champion of 2021.
Well, that's going to be the 7th round on the board for LDLC. That is a pretty comfortable scoreline, even if they do drop the rest for the remainder of the half. You're going to have that hero AWP from Mad Lions coming into the next round. I mean, you got Sorcel above 4K, the rest floating around 3, nearing 4 as well. So they could, you know, as I said, justify a little bit of a force up here, going with maybe a rush with the AWP in the back lanes. It's going to be completely up to them, of course, what they actually do want to do. But for the sake of it, LDLC, again, you know, I talk about the crucial round in that one for either side. The fact that they do manage to pick that one up does set themselves up for this half.
It's a massive reset round, as you said. Massive reset round. Let's just see what they do. Now, Waro2K going to be above the smokes this time.
I think we've seen.
Oh, yeah, Kios backs off immediately. Now, Lambert. He gets bitten.
Gonna need some venom for that one. Anti-venom, rather.
JL in close with that 5-7. Could do some more damage, however. Hadji puts him to a halt. Waro2K on the rotate. Oh, I thought for a second there
Maka's just collected 2.
Yeah, I thought for a second there that might have been something that Waro picked up, but that could... Yeah, that means it's over. I'd be interested to see what that collateral and where it was.
Yeah. Pretty much does shift into, again, that hide-and-seek around for Waro 2K. If you can hold that AWP in toward the next round, Borup potentially. He's actually going to manage to find an AK-47. So if you do get a save from here, you've just, taken the AK into the next round and, taken out 6-0.
Yeah, you can see Waro's not too happy with the fact that, again, he's having to save. Lambert is one of these active lurkers. So he's always pushing, always looking for information. He's always trying to cut off the CT rotations. Really annoying play style to play against.
Yep.
But it's effective.
Yeah, it's, when he doesn't get shut down by Waro 2K at the moment, definitely is putting in the numbers, putting in the damage over towards Mad Lions, even if it is on those sort of exit frags toward the later end of the round. It's still having economical damage on towards Mad Lions. We are finally going to get to see another purchase to come for them in the second last round of this half. But is it going to be another double AWP setup? They're providing a little bit of goods on that beforehand, and as we do get the look at it, it's only going to be the single.
Big investment, not something I have. I guess they want to try and maximize as many gun rounds as they've got left in this round.
Yeah.
In this half, sorry. And going on that double AWP setup, you pretty much limit yourself. That's it. That's your one roll of the dice. Now, Haji gets caught out. However, Kios follows over the silo to make TMB pay.
Yeah, you break your feet a little bit, cop some damage, but you do manage to take out TMB, so already you've got that player advantage. You can start to find a little bit of a gap, shift the CTs in toward a bit of a trap potentially as well. You've already gotten a lot of ideas around Sorcel's playstyle up at this upper site as well, so maybe that's a dangerous spot that you don't want to be transitioning in towards. Ramp room, it was a little bit of an awkward engagement for the CTs. So
always is.
Yeah, the CTs now, Mad Lions, they have to sacrifice something, and it's looking like it's that lower area site. They've got no one down there at the moment. They're trying to contain LDLC from getting down there.
However, LDLC have no pincer in this attack. I mean, Sixer, he's not even facing at ramp. That being said, the Mad Lions aren't necessarily there to contest it either. They're going to simply get the info. They're going to transition through the vents and just defend lower that way. So Waro's got some information at Molotov. He's not even going to face.
Yeah, he's revealed the AWP position as well right now. So that's some information for LDLC. The challenge in Outers at the moment. If they do manage to find this one, that'll certainly look to seal the deal on this round. But there's 20 seconds to go.
Yep. Now it's time for Mad Lions to turtle up. They're just going to try and defend the bomb site. Double squeaky defense. Oh. However, Sixer is easily putting away 2. And now JL, he tries to get up that vent. Oof. Couldn't quite get the second.
Yeah, that looks so awkward for him. And now it's Sorcel's turn to come up again, but it's just that movement inaccuracy straight off the ladder. That's going to be LDLC to find another one now, hunting for double digits. But as we were mentioning previously, without that purchase of the double AWP, there's still enough to go in again for Mad Lions. Yeah,
unfortunately for Mad Lions, the setup that they had didn't allow them to get the information. It was simply just a ramp fake. Because Waro 2K saw those flashes, he dumped his Molotov, rotated. You could see that both CTs got out of top sight, and that's exactly when LDLC crept up through the squeaky.
Yeah, we've got 2 AWPs now in the last round, so at least they're managing to pull that away. JL straight down in the ramp room. They line up for him, finds 1.2, now the second as well, but Maka is still already bleeding. The bandages aren't going to come through as Borup cleans that one up, and the aggression for LDLC shut down immediately.
They go the change of pace, but more importantly, they go the change of pace toward ramp. They haven't done that before, and they get shut down, so it is a 4 versus 2. Haji's in a good position. However, he's going to have to wait for Lambert to do all the work.
Yeah, the lurk at the moment as well for him, actually not really helping too much. Although the bomb is down, retrievable, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know if any of Mad Lions have pushed in towards the lobby, so a lot of clearance to come through. But the problem being right now, Jim, they can't work together because of how separated they are. Yeah, now,
Lambert's going to go throw some util out towards... Oh, actually, he's going to go into topside to throw that util, so... I wonder if Haji's going to be able to work off the back of that. I mean, Sorcel's just he's got all the info.
You know
this is not really going to work too well unless Haji...
He can use it to get back up. But where do you go from here? Which side do you look to exit? Sorcel's in the proper position to be able to find something. Oh, but Haji slipped the net right now, and he manages to find the first. The second would be awesome, but That does get shut down. Now Lambert, he's just going to go straight down the vent to try and see if he can get a cheeky plant at the B side. But the 1 versus 3, the AWP and JL might even beat him here. You'll hear the tick of the bomb, but plays it smart. Waits for his teammates.
Now that Molotov is just going to mean he's going to face, and TMB is there, ready with waiting arms. That is a recovery for Mad Lions. The bomb plant came through, the defuse will come through, and Mad Lions, despite all their hard work in the early stages, have come up against the rampant LDLC. We'll be back for the second half of this match after the break.
Well, it's a bit of it's contrasting, I would say, obviously, to like you mentioned, we had Maka and Chaos instead of Body and Afro, and I think our results didn't match our expectations, I would say. I think all the team expected us to do better results wise. So yeah, like we know that we can do really good sometimes, but we know that we can do really bad as well. So it can go down, it can go. I mean, it can go up, it can go down. Not really satisfied, to be honest, but like ESL conference is a really good chance for us actually. Making it to Pro League means a lot, and that we'll be really happy with that, of course.
Continuing on where they left off yesterday with some T-side strength, we have LDLC with a commanding 9-6 lead on the first half of this encounter. They went from T-side Nuke now and they switched to CT side to see whether or not they can bring this home. Of course, this is their map pick, Komodo, and they are looking good. They're in the box seat.
Yeah, and this pistol round certainly could shape up a good CT side start for them as well. I am noticing a little bit of the dually action to come in through Hadji, so I'm going to be a little bit happy with that one. But JL, he is straight into all the site. The dualies are going to negate that one, but immediately traded out as well. And again, these pistols are just starting off very swiftly, but it is going to be LDLC to put a lid on this container.
Now TMB and Waro have to fashion something here. And the vent is there for the taking. So TMB and War have separated.
It's a risky move, risky gambit right now, but it could pay off if they're able to at least find a frag apiece, equalize it up 2-2. Machka is going to be finding TMB, and now it is just on to Waro 2K.
I feel like Waro, unfortunately, has been solo for so many of these rounds. He's either been saving on that CT side, or now he has to try and do something. And Lambert's just, honestly, probably the most frustrating player I think I've ever seen to play against.
Yeah, right now his lurks are actually just where he needs to be, right?
Yeah.
Every single time he's where Mad Lions are not expecting, he just pops up. Hi, how you doing? I'm here. See you later.
He's the kind of player that when you take a duel with him, he's never directly on your screen. He's either flanking you or
above you in this
above
case.
you, or just waiting it out. So they get themselves off to the perfect start again, taking this pistol. And, well, the Mad Lions are going to try and get themselves a bomb plant here. Some utility into top side. Trying to force their way out of the squeaky door. Kios!
Yeah, it certainly is rough with that damage to come on through. It almost puts a little bit of a reset for Mad Lions, but they have to go with it. They've already dumped out their utility into the upper side. Kios to find one. Lambert from above again. He is a menace. Only going to be good for one, however. But now it's just the remainder of his team to pick up the frags where they're required to. And Borup, he's got 1 versus 4 with a Tech 9.
Yep. Not liking his prospects unless he can make it work across long distance. Not to be the case. So, again, a fantastic round for LDLC. They keep it relatively clean. They take minimal losses. And more importantly, there was investment coming out from Mad Lions. So I suspect this round is not going to have as significant investment. Might be some utility to try and get themselves a bomb plant, but at the moment, there's just some upgraded pistols.
Yeah, the essential perfect start for LDLC. You find the pistol, you find the shutdown in the second. You're almost given the third here as well, but hopefully it doesn't, I guess, flip over and be a little bit awkward for them. You always hate to see it drop to the pistols. We've got those deagles to come through for Mad Lions. No utility or armor behind it. A double grenade stack, a triple grenade stack onto the top of Silo. None of them actually going to be catching any Mad Lions players, though. It's going to be the M4s to do that.
Just feels as though even in these ranged duels, they're just they're not even in the contest. Oh, that is a round.
Line on that one.
That is a round for the utility.
Yeah, no, 100%. 4 grenades, all 4 finding damage. Only 1 for a kill, but I mean, it ends it in a little bit of style. That was thrown down from the Mega Door.
Yeah, that's. How do you like your opponent? Squishy.
Yeah, well, it's a quick round done and dusted, and we'll be all right with that one because now Mad Lions do present us with a purchase of the guns. The AKs across the board, the utility there as well. You do need to make sure you have a lot because, I mean, LDLC, you know, I guess they haven't been challenged with utility yet on the CT side. It's going to be seeing what conditioning Mad Lions come out with. There's going to be those outer smokes thrown at the moment. TMB starts off with 1. Kios for the trade.
This is a good start already. Now, this is LDLC pushing through the squeaky door. So they've already tried to do something on the CT side where most teams would just sit back and wait for them. But they've already tried to take initiative on CT side. That flash is just to get Maka out. Now he needs to stay alive to keep this as a 3 versus 3 because they are zeroing in on his position. Kios holds strong, and now Maka wins his contest to leave Sourcel to try and salvage this round for Mad Lions. It's all gone pear-shaped.
Yeah, he's even being flanked at the moment by Sixer, so a little bit of a run around the map right now with the silent shoes on, sniffing out Maka if he possibly can, but the longer source awaits here. It opens up that flank from Sixer to come through, and it's just about to happen. It's all down to the angles. The shadow's revealed. Sourcel finds the first, but the shot's behind him, and he's not able to turn around to challenge that, unfortunately. So the first purchase from the Mad Lions doesn't go their way.
They just get shut down entirely, and that, I mean, is the back of... I feel like Kios is their worst nightmare right now.
Oh, the squeaky push. It was phenomenal from them, wasn't it? Just immediately taking it straight in towards Mad Lions territory.
I'll be honest, I don't think it was a risk they needed to take, but it's the level of confidence they're playing with on their CT side that just makes them want to do this. And it really is unsettling for Mad Lions. On an important gun round in this game, they have taken the initiative to try and disrupt anything they are trying to set in stone on the CT side. Mad Lions have not been able to condition LDLC in any way whatsoever because they're trying to deal with pushes.
Yeah, we're just seeing the immediate differences in the T-side style, right? LDLC, we're throwing smokes out galore in outers right now, but put a bit of a park in it right now because it's a utility deployment down through the squeaky room, and JL, he's finally firing up on this one as well. A couple of AK entries, TMB going to see what he can do, now transitioned into a little bit of this lurking flank roll as well, but that's the pinpoint focus from LDLC.
They have control of ramp, so they're going to get unders, plant quite nicely. And, I mean, LDLC, to be honest, there's not a lot on offer for them. Sourcel is in that active lurk, and you can see already Hadji making movement towards T-Spawn, suggesting they are not going to go for this whatsoever. They're trying to save as individuals. That is a good round for Mad Lions. You could see LDLC. What they're trying to do was condition the T side to play very, very passively. They have to play slow. They have to clear out the angles and wait for the CT pushes. However, Mad Lions just press that go button towards ramp.
Yeah, and it's risky right now as well. If they lose any more weapons, it's going to make it a little bit more hurtful for them in the next round. If Sourcel was able to hold on to that AK-47, that's full utility across the board, and it still might be, with the drops that'll come around and everything, but they do have to be careful, because whilst LDLC are on 13th, they're closing out towards the map victory scoreline as well, and if things do go right one round, maybe 2 rounds, that's probably going to be the map in and of itself. So with the save coming through from the CTs as well, again, money built up, they can get their proper purchases in. They're going to go in with a double AWP setup again. So it's going to be great to see what they can do here to lock down those long lines.
Yeah, and they've still got money to burn too, so it's not as though they're using up all their utility whatsoever. Now, the smoke from Mako, I think it's the one that lands on the box.
Yep.
No,
it's actually gone outside the map.
Gone too far.
Yeah, a bit of a miss on that one.
Smoke somewhere in the river. Smoke on the water. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere.
Might be a little bit too old for that one, but I do know what you're meaning.
Now all we need is someone to sky a Molotov, and I think the joke's complete.
Well, the AWP is going to be lined in outers at the moment. You do have Keo starting to make a little bit of an encroachment on toward the T side entry of the outers area. But for what it's worth, I mean, all this utility being thrown down, it's kind of silence in the damage game.
Definitely keeping Mad Lions at bay. They've been able to gain no territory whatsoever. They've burnt some utility, not a lot though. But look at all the stocks the CT side have burnt through on the utility. Hadji's got nothing. Kios has got a single flash. There's a grenade on Maka. And this is... Kios. Can he get himself out of trouble? Yes, he should be able to.
Certainly been firing up on this one, hasn't he? Lots of dinks, lots of damage to come through from that A1S already on this CT side, managing to open up with this one. Now, I'm seeing a sneaky problem too. The double AWPs haven't actually revealed themselves from LDLC at the moment. When they've just gone for that save into a purchase, I dare say Mad Lions are not expecting it, but now Maka fires off that one, finds JL, and again, this is just throwing in a spanner in the works.
Yeah. Despite being flashed through that entire time, Maka manages to keep his bearings.
20 seconds to go. Do you even just contemplate going for anything right now from Mad Lions? It's a split play to come through as well. They're going to have to start to really run in toward the site. You do have Kios here. He was in outers. Now he's at the bottom side. He's everywhere. He's in the minds of Mad Lions. 10 seconds gone down to 5, 4. No time to get the bomb plant down. Whoa, just don't die after the bomb. Is the hunt going to come on? It would be great if LDLC could, but the time is just going to allow the save to come off from it. LDLC finding round number 14 against... what is going to be a strugglesome round for Mad Lions now.
Yeah, now, you could just see that Mad Lions, the spacing between them is not good enough for the trades. They're not being traded LDLC, and they're getting away with murder.
Yeah, well, at least they do manage to get a bit of a purchase here for the Mad Lions. A Galil down for JL with a little bit of utility, but I mean, LDLC already providing a great show of a stronghold on this CT side. It is going to be the outer wall of smokes now for Mad Lions. Incendiary down towards red. That'll buy a little bit of time as well as a little cheeky leg to come out on towards Sourcel. I don't know how it's only done 40 damage.
Through the box?
Yeah, potentially.
Might be through that blue box.
Now Kios making space, provided in hand with Sixer. This is just going to really encroach on Mad Lions' positions again. LDLC, they're really being proactive here.
Oh, TMB's all over that push from Hadji.
Yeah, revealed a little bit too many times, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's done it quite a few times. Now Maka, just clips TMB through the wall. TMB gets pushed on, so the info's there. LDLC are just poking and prodding a T lobby, and they are just creating this disruption for Mad Lions. And you could see Mad Lions, even though, yes, they have a lot of territory, they're not necessarily settled. They don't know if they're going to be flanked. They've got control of these stairways. However, there's no chance to get into these sites.
Yeah, even the flank for Warrior, they're cut off. Borup taken out by Sixer on the AWP. More damage to come out from the boomstick at the moment. They're going to try and go for a bit of a plant. They're quite vulnerable at the moment, but Sourcel, when you need to rely upon someone, it's only going to be good for one. And JL low, straight into the face of Maka. Might actually want to switch over to the AWP to see if he can lock down a line, but 1 versus 2 presented at the moment. Kits for the CTs. Beautiful flashbang in to flash JL off the line. But they haven't dropped down onto the side yet. They haven't even tried to tap the bomb. There it does go. The stick to start to come on through. JL not going for the challenge. It comes too far. Lambert finds the frag. And it's round 15 for LDLC.
Yeah, unfortunately, he had to expose himself to the entirety of the bomb site to try and defend that bomb plant. So, I mean, I don't think he had the time to run around to the other doors either. That might have been the better angle for him to try and contest that. But
you even saw the jiggle to come out from Lambert there. He was even making sure that that idea was being shut down.
Yeah, they were all over it. It's a good retake there from LDLC. So comfortable on this map. This is their map pick in this series too, so already it sets them up nicely. I guess coming into this against such a heavily favoured opponent, they needed to produce something special. You highlighted it earlier too. Their T sides have just continued to be dominant so far at this conference stage, and this is exactly what they needed. That first half to set themselves up against Mad Lions. They're now on that CT side. They're looking relatively untroubled because they are constantly harassing Mad Lions. Mad Lions have not been able to set themselves up with anything.
Oh, and a gap on the back of the smoke. Kio's again opening up. He's been absolutely phenomenal in this game so far. 27 kills. We also say goodbye to JL, courtesy at the hands of course, Sixer. And it just does look like LDLC are ruling with an iron fist on this one. Another one for Sixer here. As down to Sourcel and Borup. Jim, it does look like our predictions are not going to be correct here.
No, I think the 2-0 is going to be thrown out the door. LDLC are here to make a statement, and it's going to be on the back of Maka. They're going to need to try and make this one. Borup, as good as he is, I don't think a 5 versus 1 is going to be good enough. However, found the first. It will not be the second. That will be the 16th for LDLC, and they take their map pick against Mad Lions.